to say goodbye to people that you may have grown up with or you've watched over the years, and to us. And let me say, I know I speak for everybody at KUM. We consider it such an honor and a blessing. This is not a job, but it's our responsibility that you guys would allow us to come into your homes and on your screens and watch us and everything. But we know you guys like watching these. I'm looking at like the views go like sky high and all the emojis. But thank you for letting us have our place to say goodbye to Bree, someone who's always going to be a very, very dear friend. And of course, we wish her good luck. That was not easy. I was going to say I got goosebumps. I got chicken skin right now. So let us hopefully improve the mood by talking about the among other things, the 7 circles of hell. No, but our good friend, a member of the Link family since day one of our originals, Signore Roberto Fracassini is in the KU News Zoom room right now. Last time, Signore, you were on the show, you were actually playing a flute for us, and you were doing a jazz rendition of Louis Armstrong. But you are actually joining us right now because you're talking about an amazing event that you are hosting, celebrating, and the reason I brought up, the 7 circles was celebrating the work of the poet Dante Alighieri. So good morning to you, and how's the day?
That's correct. Half day, everybody. Buongiorno, buongiorno, Guam. This time I'm going live. Thank you so much, Jason. Yes, I'm hosting an event which I entitled Guam 700 in Guam. Let me explain it. This is to honor the 700 years anniversary of the death of the Italian poet Dante Alighieri. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a dinner at the Hyatt. And it's going to be on this coming Friday, actually 6:30.
So this Friday.
Yeah. And then this I also got a booklet that I think I passed it to you guys.
Yep, we got it.
Okay. So basically, with all the information, the reason why I'm doing this because this celebration has been going on all over the world, sponsored by Italian embassies and Italian consulate all over the world. They call it Dante 700 in the world. Then they say, why don't we do it Guam 700 in Guam?
Exactly. So, I didn't even realize that. I didn't realize that Dante Alighieri actually passed away 700 years ago.
700 years ago.
I mean, I know he wasn't, during this century or even the previous century, but I didn't realize he went back that far.
Yeah. 1321. Actually, it was last year. And I've been working on this project over a year, but we couldn't do anything because of the COVID. So we've been postponing. But finally, we got the possibility to do it now here at the Hyatt Hotel. Yeah. So we have. It's going to be a beautiful. And of course, I combine the event with the dinner, and the dinner is actually designed about food of the 13th century. So a little bit different.
Whoa. Okay.
But. Yeah, it's going to have help a lot of good friends and sponsors. My swim team is going to be there, my friends from the swim team. And then all my Rotary Club friends are going to support me. And I have support from the Rotary Club of Firenze Ovest. So I have a lot of supports.
Okay, and everybody watching right now, if you think Mr. Fracassini is high tempo and has high energy right now, it's not even 6:45 yet, and he already how many miles did you do in the pool today, Mr. Fracassini?
This morning I did 3 miles. I woke up very early, but I went running. Otherwise, I go swimming every morning. Yeah, I swim about 45 minutes every day. Yeah.
Okay, so now one of the things that is interesting is the lasting impact of Dante's literature, because young people know him, and even though again he passed away 700 years ago, most people know because there's been a Netflix movie of Inferno and the Divine Comedy, and these are things that are still taught in literature class today. So what do you think is the lasting impact, to students and to what he had to say about society and understanding the human condition?
Well, Guam actually, Dante, what actually wanted to do with this trip into the Inferno and Purgatory and Paradise, he wants to show him and actually us when they are in trouble. The poem begins with these words: nel mezzo del cammin di nostra vita mi ritrovai per una selva oscura, which means in the middle of my life I found myself in the dark. I was lost. So the whole trip is actually is go through in order to reach a purification. He has to go through this trip. Basically, that's what it is, and it's actually today. It's everybody once in a while we get lost. So Dante has a lot to learn, a lot to teach, and we have to learn many things from him. It's a beautiful poem, and I'm going to actually recite it during the evening. I'm going to recite in the Italian the first 16 lines, basically, of the poem in the original Italian of the 13th century. So this is because I want people to feel the sound of the Italian language. And I am from Florence, like Dante was from Florence. So my house, where I was born, is about 10 minutes away from Dante's house. So I have the Italian accent, the Florence accent, the same one that Dante has. So that's why I'm doing the recitation of the comedy for the very future line. Yeah.
That's amazing.
First lines.
And you've been here since 1975. You actually came to Guam, and you've been a community servant, and you've always done things to to benefit society and everything. What do you think people will take away from this event? And not just the social interaction, which is going to be fantastic, and the food, but what's the experience they're going to have?
Well, learn how to look into yourself, to take the right attitude to life. Learn how to look if you have some particular problem. Understand that you can get out. Understand you can improve your life. Everybody has problem. Everybody has difficulties. But looking at Dante, he underwent a trip through the inferno, purgatory, and paradise. But he got himself free. There's a happy ending in the story.
Yeah.
This is always a happy ending, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of philosophers in philosophy classes actually cite Inferno for a variety of reasons, and he writes throughout his literature about suffering and the importance of that. But I mean, it can be a little bit heavy. A lot of people use it as the basis for scary movies or things of that nature. But in everything, but there is a moral to his writing. Certainly.
Oh yes, of course. Yeah. Basically, you can get out of your dark side of your problems.
Mm-hmm.
That's the message. Yeah, but the Inferno is the one who take people imagination the most because it's more colorful. There is the demons, there's a fire, but the second part, the second cantica, we call it the Purgatorio, and then Paradiso, they're beautiful, they're very nice. And his poetry is amazing. And he actually almost invented the Italian language. He used the Vulgaris, what we call it, which was the language of the people at that time. In the 13th century, people spoke the Italian, which we call it the Vulgaris, which was a dialect from derived from Latin. But the writers, when they write compositions such important, such this one here, they use Latin. But Dante refused it. Dante wrote them in the language of the people of Florence. That's why I'm so very close, because I'm from the same city.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mr. Fracassini, we have another old school Guam musician right now. One of your good friends from back in the gigging days, as I understand it. Uncle Kin's here.
Oh my God, that was about 50 years ago there, Roberto. About 50 years ago when I went down to the Pacific Islands Club and I saw you and your group playing down there. And the one that really impressed me was all the fine equipment that you had. You had top of the line equipment, and the synthesizers just came out, and I was sitting there and I was listening to you folks, and then I heard this string ensemble in the back, and I was like, "Wow, where's the violins and the cello and all this?" And it was the synthesizer, Stradivarius. So I had to make friends with you to find out where in the heck did you get that. That's what I remembered.
So you guys go way back.
Way back, about 50 years.
Oh, yeah. The first time I actually came to Guam was 1972, when the Old Okura Hotel opened up, October 1972.
Ah.
Then I stayed here for 6 months. I went back to Japan. and where I usually we perform in Japan most of the time. And then I came back in '75, and I stay. I love this place. I have many friends. I feel very comfortable. Guam is home. Yeah.
Well, you're about as Guamanian as you can get, Mr. Fracassini, and we really appreciate you putting on this absolutely tremendous event. So now that we've actually
Yes.
laid it out
Yes.
and everything, how can people? Do they have to register? Can we buy tickets? Do
Actually,
we
tell
just
you
show
the
up?
truth, I have only couple seats left because we have the limit of 60 people. We already have 458. So they can contact me. The best way to contact me is through my phone number, which I give it to you, is the 671 727 6570. 727 6570. Contact me through WhatsApp, and I will send you the solicitation letter and the booklet also. So you can decide it if you want to. All the tickets are pre-sold, basically. We don't sell anything at the door.
This is
Yeah.
a
So
fantastic way of, furthering the melting pot or the wide variety of culture that we have here on the island. With you pushing this thing for the Italian heritage and what they're really, really proud of, and Dante, of course, and that's just great. And I figured it will take somebody like you just to come out a little bit more and push these wonderful things that you're doing here in our island to have a feel more for the people of the heritage of Italy. 700 years ago. Oh my God, I wasn't even born yet.
well, another thing I wanted to tell you, part of the proceeds, we go to the University of Guam. We donated a check of $1,000 to the university for I think they're going to use it for sponsorships, UOG Endowment Foundation. Yes. Yeah. Miss Katrina Perez is going to be there Friday night. I'm going to give it to her a check of $1,000. So
That is amazing.
also,
Thank you.
Amazing.
I like to do some. This is not a money making production. I used to make a money making production before the music, but this is not. This is a culture. It's my culture. Yeah.
Well, you know what? We're gonna let you go, but and thank you again for putting on this event. So that's
Thank you.
Friday.
Thank you. Thank you.
We put Mr. Fracassini's number in comments. If you guys want to get in those last couple of spots he's got available, please reach out to him, see if you can get in, because it's going to be absolutely
Okay.
amazing.
Can I show you?
Some
can
of
I
our
show
people
you
will be
my-
there too, because you've generously invited us, so we can't wait for that. And maybe you and
Okay.
Uncle King can get together for a jam session one of these days.
Okay, definitely.
One of these
definitely.
days.
Let me show you my Dante T-shirt. This is my Dante T-shirt.
Ah,
I'm wearing a Dante. This is Dante.
okay. What does it say on the
So,
side there?
Nel mezzo del cammin di nostra vita, at the beginning of the poem
Ah, okay.
in Italian. Yeah. I bought this
Gotcha.
in Florence about 10 years ago. Yeah.
Well, thank you for everything you do for the community, Mr. Fracassini. And
Yeah.
like I said, you've been with us here on the link, and even before that for a very long time. You never miss an
I
episode,
appreciate
and
it.
this show wouldn't be what it is if it wasn't for you. So thank you for being
my
part of our
goodness.
family as
Thank
well.
you. Thank you. Yeah. You guys are doing a terrific job. Thank you very much, Enzo. Thank you for having me.
All right, have a wonderful day.
And yes, Hannah's
Okay.
going to be there. Hannah's going to be there.
So,
Hannah's
sounds
gonna
like
be
you got to go for a swim now.
there. Yeah. I'm ready to go. I'm gonna swim at the Hyatt today, not at the Hilton. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. All right,
There you go.
well, enjoy and please be safe, and we'll see you on Friday.
Thank you so much.
All right. Have a wonderful day. All right. That's Mr. Roberto Fracassini. He is the consul general to Italy. He's done so much things. He's a former president of the Rotary Club of Guam. He is a flautist. You say like
That's
Uncle
right.
Ken, he plays several instruments. He plays a mean flute.
That's right.
Like I said, he came on the show maybe about a year and a half, or what, Joseph, 2 years ago, and then he played "What a Wonderful World" by Louis Armstrong, like a jazz version. Blew everybody's mind, and it was in the best way possible. So make sure to go to Mr. Fracassini's event. It is going to be incredible. All right, I told you guys we got.
I know him as a musician, but also as a music producer, and he used to get bands and groups to go down there to Tuman and play in the lounges and the bars and stuff like this. So He did that for the longest period of
You
time.
talk about like the old like when you could gig at the Reef.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was like
guy-
that was the big job if you
that's
got a
right.
gig at
Yeah.
the Reef and
So
you were
this
playing.
guy was like responsible for that in some manner, anyway.
Yeah, it was either the Reef or the Tree Bar, right? Those are the
Yeah.
big
If you
gigs.
get that gig, hey, you're up there, right?
I told you guys today was with a show filled with like really awesome stuff. So we got more things coming up, including the big announcements. Once again, 10 o'clock today. Mike San Nicolas and Sabrina Salas Matanani will be filing their papers to run for governor and lieutenant governor, respectively. Also, Jason J will be making his world debut on NBC on American Song Contest. We'll be bringing you that live on KUM TV 8. We're also going to re-air it at 7 o'clock